Well, come Saturday night, 8 finely tuned athletic horses will face the starter for the running of the 2024 Miracle Mile. And as you can see, the sign behind me is vacant. Who will fill that gap? Well, one gentleman certainly hoping that his name will appear as the winner of the Miracle Mile is Jack Trainor. I caught up with Jack following the decision by Jason Grimson to book him for Frankie Ferocious. Well, Jack, good to catch up with you. You've been booked by Jason to drive Frankie Ferocious, and you must have been delighted to get that phone call.
Yeah, that's right, Mick. Obviously, it's good to get a call up on a horse like that at any stage, but to drive it in our richest race at home, at our home track, it's really big opportunity, and I'm looking forward to it.
One previous attempt a few years ago with Stylish Memphis. She finished 6th to King of Swing.
Yeah, she went great that day. Obviously, she got an invite through winning her first Ladyship Mile, and she actually had saddle cloth number 10 and come out at 8 as well, and it was awfully hard to make ground that day.
You're still talking to Jack Brown after he drew the outside gate with Frankie?
He just keeps getting me no matter where he is, that boy, so I couldn't believe it when I knew he was the one who picked it out.
Yeah, he came up to me last Saturday night, Jack, all very proud, and to tell me that he was a trainer. I thought you must have adopted him.
Oh, no, if I had to adopt one, it wouldn't be him, Mick, but he's got a trainer's licence now, Jack, and he's got his own horse, or his family horse, Rio de Janeiro Blue, in his stable, and he puts in a lot of time and care to him, so hopefully he can get some good success moving forward. And yes, I wouldn't recommend getting a trainer's licence to him, but he was keen, so why not?
Well, Jack, let's have a look at the Miracle Mile and the outside gate for Frankie Ferocious. One thing we do know, there's going to be plenty of power on from the word go.
Yeah, that's right. I think this year, compared to the last probably 3 or 4, with a lack of multiple stable runners and probably a few more gate speed horses, I think this one will be a lot more exciting than the previous few, and it doesn't look like it could be a fizzer of a race.
Scratchings out and Hi, my name's Jeff comes in a couple of gates was certainly advantageous. The middle of the line, and we know he's a go-forward horse, and that's exactly where Cam will be going. Yeah,
that's right. Well, he's the certainty one to be going forward, and he's got great gate speed. It'll be interesting to see how he does come out. It's probably the lowest barrier he's had here since been racing at Menangle. He always seems to be coming out flying when he's working down the track, but he's a high-speed horse, so I can't see why that won't change.
2 gates wider is the favourite at this particular stage, Leap to Fame, and rightly so, the champ. No doubt Grant Dixon will also be pressing the go button.
Yeah, you'd think so. He's he's probably awkwardly drawn as well, but he's a great horse. He's a champion, there's no doubt about it, but he's going to have to show every bit of his champion qualities to win this, I think.
Cam, when he drives against Leap to Fame, has the wood on him on a couple of occasions.
Cam, when he drives against any of us, have the wood on us, but that horse, he seems to give nightmares a few times, but at the end of the day, we're racing for $1 million, so he's not going to hand it to him.
Jack, we're seeing with Frankie Ferocious, he does have versatility on his side, as we witnessed in the 4-year-old Bonanza at Milton. 3 pegs, peeled out, sprinted quickly. He certainly peeled off the pace and hit the line strongly to win. And he also can lead, but no doubt on Saturday night, probably your plan A would be hopefully to get a nice stalking position.
Yeah, I think so. That's what is so good about this fellow. I'd say he'd be the quickest horse in that race for sheer speed. And like you said, as he showed in the Bonanza, he's got electrifying speed when saved up. So I haven't spoken to Jace or Cam about anything to do with tactics this week as of yet. But on paper, it looks like we should be trying to be sitting back, and hopefully, if others do too much work, we're the beneficiary of it.
Yeah, there's a couple of others that are going to certainly go forward. Speak the truth, for instance, from gate 1.
Yep, for sure. It was an impressive win the other day too. It deserves all the respect in the world. It sat outside them. Whether or not it's got enough gate speed to hold those horses out, I actually don't know. So I think I've got about 5 or 6 days to do a bit of film and try and work it out.
Yeah, I think you'll have to tie to the back of the mobile to beat Hi, my name's Jeff out.
I think so. But regardless, even if he was able to, it's going to set up for a very awfully quick first quarter. So like I said, I think this year's Miracle Mile will be a cracker.
Well, you've got a lot of weight on your shoulders, Jack. You had Jack Brown draw the outside gate and I've tipped you.
You don't make it easy on me, Des, but luckily we love pressure, and can't wait to be a part of it.
It's going to be a great race, Jack, and we wish you all the very best of luck. Over to one of the earlier races on the card in the second, you're partnering Braveview Kelly, and you also got a newcomer to the stable. As we've seen in recent years, you love getting these Kiwi mares, and Manhattan's also in the stable now. Yeah, that's right. We have had good luck with the New Zealand mares, and this one's no different. She's a great mare. She's got great credentials, both in Australia and in New Zealand already. She's spent the last few years racing at the top level, and she's a lovely mare to have around. So Jack Brown will drive her this week. She's got good gate speed. She'll probably be able to work forward. I don't know if she can cross a couple of the inside runs, particularly Jilly Willow, but expect her to get better for this, whatever she does this week. It's only obviously the start of her campaign here, but I think she'll be a nice mare leading into the Ladyship Mile Carnival come May. Braveview Kelly must be pleased with her 2 runs. Third to I Love a Bubbles, who's going to be your main threat again on Saturday night, and a Brooklyn Bridge a second. So she's peaked in condition nicely.
Yeah, she has. I've been wrapped with both her runs. I was happy with her first start, expecting that she would need the run. Last week she parked from the half and sub 50 mile and never give up, and she seems to have come through that run really good again, and I think she's probably nearly back to her old self. She may never get back to her absolute best at about this time last year, but she's not far off.
Well, Jack, over to the New South Wales Derby. You're driving for Freddie Tabor here, Nathan Street, and what a performance here last week. What happened shortly after the start?
It was just a disaster for the first 800 metres. We actually put hobble shorteners in him for the first time to try and get him out of barrier 1, which seemed to work a treat for the first 100 metres of the race. And next thing, one of them had come out and wrapped around his leg, and so when I fooled them, he sort of took fright of that, went off stride for a couple of strides, and then they ended up falling into my lap. So I had spent about the first 600 or 800 metres of the Derby field driving with one hand, just trying to get all that back into order. So credit to the horse, he was manageable, and just pray that we don't have to go through that again.
Jake, you finished second, beating the half-neck to Bay of Biscay, which has got plenty of wraps. You were closing late. Did you think you could get there?
I did. I thought at the top of the straight I might have had him, but credit to Bay of Biscay, dug deep and fought us off. But I was just really impressed with how far Nathan Street come from his first run on the Tuesday, 10 days before. Me and Freddie both thought that he was on the way up, and then noticed big improvement in his work since that first Tuesday race. So hopefully we've got him peaking for come this Saturday night.
Jack, you've drawn the middle of the line, and from the 2,400 metre start, that is advantageous because the horses 1, 2, 3, and we're speaking about the short price favourite here. We walk with Faith, Mark and Nathan Purdon in gate 1. They march time.
It does. It's a tricky barrier, that. Obviously, it's not the usual 2,300 metre start back at 100 metres, and it's right when you swing out of the bend, you don't really even have time to straighten it. It's just straight away. So a good gated horse like Mark's should be able to handle it well. I've seen him come out good from out wide in a couple of the New Zealand races, but it also gives horses that don't have quite as much gate speed wider a better chance of getting across or getting handy. And 5's a great draw for me. It just gives me plenty of options. I've got plenty of room on the track to balance him up and give him time, and then we can decide how he comes out, whether we go forward or just tuck in and go from there.
Jack, you've always liked this horse. Do you think you can take the New South Wales Derby?
I do like this horse, but he's probably one of the hardest horses I've ever had to drive, and just so happens that he's got probably the most ability in some that I've had to drive, but he's definitely got the ability to do it, and he's probably had the right preparation now with everything going well Saturday, so I definitely think he's a good enough horse to win one.
The Group 3 JL Wraith Memorials race 8 on the card. You're driving Sarah to Sloy once again for Freddie.
Yeah, she's been really good last start. She beat obviously weaker opposition at Penrith, and she got a pretty easy lead in the end. Her work's been really good in the last couple of weeks, but the draw just probably hurts a bit, and there are a couple of nice fillies in it, so she's going to be reliant on a bit of luck, so hopefully she can just finish thereabouts.
Yeah, 2 of the big guns in that particular race have drawn the outside gates, Lady Kingsclair and Modern Bliss for Bernie Hewitt and Brad Hewitt respectively.
Yeah, the Brad Hewitt's also got a lot of time for her. She looks like she's a serious filly, and I think Pete McMullen has Riley Rainbow and drawn in too, who's a really nice filly I raced in Queensland later last year, so it's a good field and they'll run along, so hopefully we get the right sort of trip and she can get some sort of prize out of it.
Jack, apart from wishing you the very best of luck, we wish all participants going around in this race, it's going to be an absolute cracker on Saturday night, the very best of luck.
Thanks very much, Matt. Can't wait to be a part of it.